Okay, so back on April 14th, 2026, the Australian resources sector got some huge news. A massive, multi-billion-dollar deal was announced that really got people talking. So in this explainer, we're going to dive right into the official market release and break down exactly who's buying what, for how much, and what a deal this big really tells us about the coal industry.
And right off the bat, the number is just wow. The total potential value of this whole thing is up to $2.4 billion US. A number like that, you got to ask, what's behind it? Let's take a closer look.
So what's the story here? Well, at its core, this is a massive play for a bigger piece of the market. Yancoal Australia, which is already a huge name in the country's coal scene, is making a really bold move to buy a controlling 80% interest in the Kestrel Coal Mine.
All right, so let's break this down into its main parts. To really get what's going on with the strategy here, you have to know the two key players involved. You've got the company making the purchase, and then you've got the incredibly valuable asset they're trying to get their hands on.
So on one side, you've got Yancoal Australia. Think of them as an established giant in the industry who's clearly looking to get even bigger. And on the other side is the prize, the Kestrel Coal Mine. And look, this isn't just any old mine. It's a top-tier, large-scale operation that produces high-quality metallurgical coal. And that's the really good stuff, the kind you absolutely need to make steel.
Okay, let's talk about location, because in a deal like this, geography is everything. Kestrel is sitting right in the heart of Queensland's Bowen Basin, which is a major hub for coal mining. And for Yancoal, this is pretty much a perfect fit. They're dropping this new asset right next to their other operations, Yarrabee and Middlemount. This is just a classic strategic move, right? It helps create efficiencies and really tightens their grip on the region.
So why is Kestrel worth billions of dollars? Well, you just have to look at the stats. The announcement says it's the largest producing underground coal mine in all of Australia. It's got a mine life of 25 years, and it's sitting on a massive 164 million tons of marketable coal reserves. It makes a premium product that steelmakers are lining up for, and on top of all that, it's one of the top 2 most productive underground mines in the country. We're talking about a truly world-class asset here.
All right, so how do you even structure a payment of $2.4 billion? Believe me, it's not like they're just writing a check. The way this deal is put together is actually pretty fascinating, and it tells you a lot about how these negotiations went down.
So, it's actually broken down into 2 main chunks. First up, there's the huge upfront payment. We're talking $1.85 billion in cash due as soon as the deal is finalized. But then there's a second part, up to another $550 million. Now, this part is contingent, which means it's not a sure thing. It's set to be paid out over 5 years, but only if certain things happen.
And that second part brings up a really interesting financial term you see in big deals like this, contingent consideration. So what does that mean in plain English? It's pretty simple, actually. It's an extra payment that only gets triggered if something specific happens in the future. In this deal, it's all tied to the price of hard coking coal. So, if coal prices stay really high over the next 5 years, the sellers get a bigger payout. If prices fall, they don't. It's basically a way for both sides to share the future risk and the potential reward.
Okay, so we've got the what and the how much. But the really big question, right, is why? Why is Yancoal dropping this much money on this specific mine, right now? What's the strategy?
Well, you don't have to guess. We can go straight to the source. Yancoal's CEO, Mr. Sharif Bara, he put it this way. The proposed acquisition represents a strong strategic fit for Yancoal and adds another high-quality, long-life mine to our portfolio. I mean, that really sums it up, doesn't it? It's all about quality, a long-term plan, and how it fits into their bigger picture.
And when you zoom out and look at the strategy, you can see this is a huge win for Yancoal from pretty much every angle. They get bigger instantly. They add more of that high-value metallurgical coal to their mix, which is great for diversification. They cement their spot as a top-tier Australian miner. They get more control in that key Bowen Basin region, and they expect the mine to start pumping out cash flow almost right away. This move really does tick all the strategic boxes for them.
But hold on, this deal isn't quite a done deal yet. Like with any massive acquisition, there's still some fine print to sort out, and a few hurdles they've got to clear before Yancoal actually gets the keys.
So before this whole thing is official, it's got to get the green light from a bunch of different regulators. We're talking about Australia's Foreign Investment Review Board, FIRB. It also needs approvals from authorities over in the PRC and a few other offshore merger clearances. The goal they've said to get all this sorted out and officially close the deal is the end of the third quarter of 2026.
And, as always, we have to be super clear about something. This explainer is based 100% on the public market release from Yancoal. We're just presenting the information that's in the document. This is absolutely not financial advice or any kind of investment advice.
So, that brings us to the big picture question, and this is what I want to leave you with. In a world where there's so much talk about the energy transition, we're seeing a multi-billion-dollar bet on a coal mine that has a 25-year lifespan. So what does a deal of this sheer size signal to you about the future of coal and the global energy market? Let us know what you think in the comments below.